Here we have the two Yale 500s. This is the original Yale 500. This is the newer Yale 500 Plus. They're both 5-pin. Keyways are similar, yet the 500 a little more convoluted. Both can be picked with 25 thousandths. The original has overmilling, which you can see there, and the Plus has a flat top. It'll have a similar effect, but the overmilling is the same depth as the lip of the spools. So the spool can fully rest in there, and that means that the overhang that's created by the Bible when the plug slightly rotates can catch the spool. The flat top, however, is not enough to allow the spool to shift over, but it does create a little bit of a space where the edge of the spool will catch in it. And I find that was actually pretty effective. You can get a deep fault set that, depending on which pin it is, you may have to even manually counter rotate to some degree to get the spool out and unbind the core. Usually I find that just giving it a little bit of a turn with the pick is enough. And the core on the 500 is also skeletonized, unlike the original. The drivers don't quite fit between, so if you don't shim, it's not a full-on trap, but it can cause a little bit of catching. In the original, it has one standard up front and 4 spools, whereas the Plus has spools in 1, 3, and 5, and standards in 2 and 4, so one less spool. I grubbed my 500, otherwise it would have been the same as this one with the plugs. The easiest way to tell the difference is original 500 has the text vertical with the registered trademark stamp, and the new 500 Plus has the smaller text horizontal as it's mounted in Europe. I find them similar in difficulty. I found the Plus to be easier to overset, at least for me, so I had to use much stronger tension on this to try to prevent oversets. The catching and the milling, they both have some complications with that. It happens more often in the original. You'll get more clicks out of it. It may be trickier for people who haven't experienced milling much, but this one can be a real stinker if you get one that will bind, because basically the core just won't move. You've got it in a deep fault set, you know you're close, and you can't figure out what's going on because the pin that feels binding won't move. So even if you basically let off tension all the way, there are times when it won't move, if you're unlucky, in which case you actually have to counter rotate. When you're buying these, on Amazon at least, I've seen people list 500 Plus, but they'll have the picture of the 500 because they're using a stock photo. So be really mindful about which one you get if you're looking to get the original 500 that is ranked blue currently. The 500 Plus has not been ranked specifically. I would consider this a distinct separate lock from the 500, but nothing has been determined quite yet. If you're looking for the blue belt Yale 500, you're going to want to look for the listing that does not say the word Plus in it and has a picture of this style of logo.